Welcome to LC Africa, the Content Factory. This evening, yet again, we host our usual guest and panelist, Honorable Christopher Chibanzanga Tabani Balevura, who is the representative of Bwendara County in Bundibujo District. Honorable, the last time we were here, we were discussing the history of OBUSINGA RWENZURURU. Now today, we want to discuss the rebrand of the OBUSINGA RWENZURURU. But before you come in, let us first hear the message from our main sponsor, Maganjo Grain Millers, who specifically wants us to buy the products that are very good on the market.
Mumutima gwa Uganda, mulimu ekimere ekyenjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Engano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'Amaganjo Grain Millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko, owoomerwe ne famiri yo. Ne ku mikolo gyo, yimusa omutindo gw'enfumba yo, oyimuse essanyu lyo nga okozesa engano ya jiko. Ekolebwa ab'Amaganjo Grain Millers. Engano ya jiko evaamu ebyokulya ebiwooma nga byagalwa, woomerwa akaseera konna nga okozesa engano ya jiko. Maganjo Grain Millers, feeding nations.
Ku Maganjo Grain Millers, engano ya jiko yesinga obuwoomu mu nsi yattu Uganda, ate ne webali w'eggwanga mu nsi nga USA, Canada, Bungereza n'awalala, engano ya jiko gyeri osobola ogikozesa okukola chapati n'ebirala. Honorable,
yes, sir.
Have you tasted jiko or any product from Maganjo Grain Millers?
Last time I was here, you
I
gave out to pack it selectively. That if I wasn't given.
So we need to get you one of their products so that you test them.
Thankful.
I pledge that by the time you come back next week, you will at least take one product of Maganjo Grain Millers.
That's what you pledged last time.
Oh, we are on air, Honorable.
Yeah.
So you first greet the viewers and then we start.
Okay. Good evening, dear viewers. Good evening, dear listeners. Good evening, Lower Channel Africa. Thank you very much for hosting me once again.
Honorable, last week we had about 3 episodes, and specifically we were looking at the origin of OBUSINGA RWENZURURU, how the OBUSINGA RWENZURURU started as a movement, the rebellions that were there, the Bayora. I never knew about the Bayora rebellion.
You don't read. And
then you took us through the history that most people never want to narrate because they never want to be perceived as people that are anti-government or anti-OBUSINGA, because the whole history of OBUSINGA RWENZURURU is painted with conflicts.
Man, we can only determine our future, but
now,
our history, it's our history.
After, I want us to skip that long step of the king being detained and then released. When he's released by government, you decide that now you're going to rebrand the OBUSINGA RWENZURURU. Let us begin from there.
Thank you so much. They normally say experience is the best teacher.
Mm.
Throughout our experience, throughout our journey, I think the managers of OBUSINGA RWENZURURU decided to come up with a blueprint. A blueprint which will finally produce a flagship for the OBUSINGA RWENZURURU. How shall it be known? There should be some people who are wondering why I am the one talking about this. Because I'm not directly involved in the management.
And they shouldn't blame you, because it is Luo Channel Africa that selected which type of guests can talk about this topic.
And the topics.
Yes.
Topics are not mine.
Are not yours.
Luo Channel Africa is not mine. I'm only a partner. By default. Well, after what we went through since the 1960s to date, I think the managers of OBUSINGA RWENZURURU decided to come up with a blueprint of how the OBUSINGA RWENZURURU shall be known in Uganda, in RWENZORI, in Africa and internationally. Commonly, it's very common. Normally, when a king gives directives, they become part of your culture, they become part of your tradition, they become part of your practice. I am surprised that people are not talking about the blueprint. The 5 points of rebranding of the OBUSINGA RWENZURURU.
Was this blueprint launched, or it is
yes,
just...
it was launched when the king returned after 7 years of his absence from the kingdom. And last time I was here, I only mentioned the 2. And I taxed lower channel to go and read. So that when we are handling such a topic, you give me the 3.
You only mentioned the 2 what?
2 points of the rebranding process. Did you get them? Well,
yeah, I've got some. I've got
yes,
some.
when the king returned, he told us that our Luove now, the direction we are taking, will be a direction of peace. That's point number 1. He says he has returned to build peace, which is very important in RWENZORI, which has bedeviled the RWENZORI for quite a long time. We must build peace. And I don't have to explain peace, peace, peace. Because you know what peace means and what it means to the kingdom.
There is a saying that the absence of war does not mean that there is peace.
Definitely, peace is a dimensional. It has so many dimensions. And all of them are within the blueprint of the OBUSINGA RWENZURURU, the 5 points. For instance, point number 2. Point number 1 was peace. The king said he has returned to build peace.
To build peace with the neighbors,
the kingdom,
and that should be coexistence.
In RWENZORI, sub-region, and Uganda. And by the way, if the 5 points of the king, which is the rebranding of the OBUSINGA RWENZURURU, are followed, they would influence the entire Uganda, because the entire Uganda is suffering from what he had identified. Point number 2 was reconciliation. If we have ever offended ourselves, if you have a problem with your neighbor, if you have a problem with the government, let's reconcile and move forward. And that is the bedrock of national building. So point number 2 was reconciliation. And when you reconcile with your friend, you make peace.
Has this stopped at only the blueprint writing, or they are putting it in action to reconcile?
Some of us who know, because when the king speaks, he's commanding the subjects. Some of us who pay allegiance to the RWENZURURU kingdom.
Ideally, I'm asking, have you participated in any efforts?
In the peace building, because even now, as we talk about the blueprint, the 5 points, we are advancing the king's
directive.
So point number 2 was reconciliation. Point number 1 was peace building. Point number 2 was reconciliation. Point number 3 was unity in diversity. You know what it means? The other day we were discussing communities within the RWENZORI sub-region.
There was Songora,
The Bambabawese,
the Bachingwe,
the Bachingwe, the Batua, the Batoro, the Basongora, the Banyabindi. So many communities. But those so many communities build a community called the community of RWENZORI. Although we don't look alike, although we are not the same, let's have unity in diversity. Your uniqueness within this unity in diversity is not a problem. You can be a Msongora, you can be a Munyabindi, you can be a Mwamba Mwesi, you can be a Mkonzo, you can be a Mtuku, you can be a Mutoro, you can be a Munyankore. That's not a problem. Let's forge unity in our diversity. Our diversity is a source of strength, not a source of enmity.
That is why he appointed a lady called Barbara
Omunyoro
Kati on the cabinet of the OBUSINGA.
Yes, argumenting and telling us that he was not merely talking. He meant what he said. We know that Banyoro have a kingdom called Unyoro Kitara and have a cultural institution of Kamabwa Bunyoro. But again, because Banyoro are living within Kasese, those who are willing, those who are paying allegiance, those who subscribe to the kingdom of RWENZURURU, there is no point to leave them out. And the king appointed Barbara, a minister. I think he's in a minister.
He's the state minister for information.
Information.
Sorry, deputy minister for information, not state. The other time he said you shouldn't confuse the two.
Point number 4. And you don't learn. Point number 4. It was socio-economic transformation. What does it mean? You said the absence of war does not mean there is peace. Yes, we can have a peaceful atmosphere. We can live in a peaceful environment. But if your pocket is poor or there is a hole in your pocket,
you will think of getting a panga.
No. You may not even have peace physically, mentally. If you are not sending your children to school, if you don't have shelter on the head over the head of your children, if you cannot meet your medical expenses, you are not at peace. So in rebranding, as we are building peace, let's build the peace of an individual, psychological, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Be at peace with yourself. So socio-economic transformation. The reason to why some of us, we are trying to develop coffee in the RWENZORI sub-region, so that we can have new money. Honorable Chonga calls it new money. People can put money into their pocket. We are developing cocoa. We are developing fish farming. We are developing poultry. We are developing goat rearing, piggery,
but people in the mountains have never been poor.
Ever.
Yes, you had it right. People in the mountains have never been poor. It is only that...
It depends to the way you define poverty.
The leaders have not helped them to get out of the poverty.
Let me tell you, getting out of poverty in a free economy like ours is a personal challenge. Personal challenge. The government can only build the basics. The way you use the basics is your personal challenge. Otherwise, you don't expect leaders to put money into your pocket. Then if I put it in your pocket and it's not within your program, the next point will be the bar. The next point will be to marry another something. So, fighting poverty in a free economy is a personal challenge. How do I live as a person? And that's why some of us will support free economy. But government should build the basics. Is there a road? Is there water? Is there a hospital? Is there a public school? Is there a market? Is there electricity? Yes.
So the people in Bundibujo specifically are known of growing cocoa.
Yes, sir.
Now, are they cutting the cocoa down so that they plant coffee or?
No, you have not studied the geography of Bundibujo. On the lower land is mainly cocoa.
Also, there are no cocoa on
up
on the
there.
slopes.
There's no cocoa. That is why we grow some food, but we are advising the people to, because really you can have coffee in the mountains, especially if you follow the presidential 5-acre model.
So, Honorable, there is no cocoa in the mountains.
No, not at all. People are trying to take it there, but it's not doing well because the humidity up there is not conducive.
So, what is the main cash crop there in the mountains?
It was coffee. It was coffee, but somehow people migrated to the lower land to come and grow cocoa. And neglected coffee up there. So we are trying to revive coffee on the highlands.
Okay. So that was number 4, socio-economic transformation.
Socio-economic transformation.
Then number 5.
Put money into your pocket. After building peace, after reconciling with your friends, after uniting with your friends in a diversity, put money in your pocket. Socio-economic transformation. Point number 5. Mindset change. Sometimes the challenges we have in RWENZORI, they are challenges of mind.
So in the blueprint, there is no going to school.
Mind?
You have not talked about going
What
to
are you talking about? I am talking about 5 points.
Yes.
Socio-economic transformation. How do you transform people without education?
So they,
Man, you want me to go in the details?
so
If I go in the details, I will be here for
so the education
for
is
1 week.
So the education is in the socio-economic transformation.
These are
Rightly so.
points.
Okay. Number 5.
But if I go on opening them one by one, socio-economic transformation, it involves the school, it involves the health, it involves agriculture. Because there is no way how you can transform people without education.
Okay.
There is no way how you can transform people without a functioning health sector.
That is true.
There is no way how you can transform people without marketing their products. There is no way how you can transform people without road network. Are you getting me by that?
I'm getting you.
You cannot transform people when they are still drinking dirty water. Because there are other challenges.
That is true.
So, socio-economic transformation really
Has the component of education.
everything there.
Now, point number 5 is
Mindset
change.
Some of the problems that we have in RWENZORI, I wanted to talk like a royal, but sometimes I'm
You speak like a royal.
I'm overtaken by
Don't
politics.
speak like a politician.
Mindset change.
No, are you giving me these ideas as a royal or as a politician? I want to separate the two.
No, I'm giving you these. Are they my ideas? I am only explaining.
You speak as a politician
the
now.
King's transformation agenda. So I'm speaking like RWENZORI.
Now you speak like a politician.
Not at all. I will spoil everything. My friend, politics is bad from the And these points are not about politics.
Mindset change now.
Mindset change. Some of the problems in RWENZORI are just issues of the mind. Issues of the mind. Like which one now? Like tribalism. Tribalism. It's a psychological problem. It's a mental problem.
Isn't tribalism a problem to the entire nation as a nation?
It is. That's why I'm saying the blueprint of the OBUSINGA RWENZORI, the rebranding of the OBUSINGA RWENZORI, if we all from RWENZORI understood it and talked for it, it can influence the entire country, it can influence the entire Africa. For instance, for you to think that because you are Mnyabindi and you are the cause of my problem, is a mindset problem, is a mindset challenge. For you to think that you cannot make money like Maganjo, is a question of poverty, is a question of the mind. War is a question of the mind. It starts from the head. I think you have been watching pictures in South Africa.
Yeah.
Have you?
Even yesterday, the government of Uganda repatriated about 153 Ugandans.
The way I wish the Prime Minister of the OBUSINGA RWENZORI simply went to South Africa says, please change your mind. Retune yourself.
But in South Africa, it is worse.
And for a South African to think that he is poor, she is poor because there is a migrant from Uganda who is struggling to make ends meet in South Africa is a mindset problem. It's a psychological problem. And the king is saying some of these challenges, we have them in RWENZORI, like challenges of tribalism, like challenges of discrimination on the basis of ethnicity, tribe, on the basis of religion. There are challenges on the basis of disability.
Honorable, hold a bit there. Don't you think these people have a point? Because you see,
Which people?
The RWENZORI movement started as people showing their disagreement with the way they were being led and how they were not giving access to social services equitably, right? Now, in the present day, there are other minority groups in the OBUSINGA RWENZURURU that believe are not getting equitable social services. For example, you may have a commission, a district commission, where almost all of them are Bakonzo. And the Basongora and Banyabinda are asking, but we are part of the district. When you go to Bundibujo, you're the same. Aren't these minority groups having a point in case?
Now, in the mindset change, is that we are not going to behave the way Toro behaved. When people were raising serious issues, when people were raising serious demands, instead of listening to them, you castigate them. And that makes a difference. But now, in the mindset change of the king, is that when people are making demands, When people are raising issues, listen to them. And together with them, try to resolve their problems. For instance, people on the lower land, living in the lake region, they are saying, we don't have services.
Yeah, that's true.
What is the problem? That being the case, President Museveni diorganizes. He's a community that organizes. He does community that organizes to solve people's problems and prescribe the medicine. Says, okay, have your own administrative unit. Have you had any person in RWENZORI behaving like Toro behaved when we wanted to have our administration unit? Listen to the people. Let them have their unit, their administrative unit, and govern and manage themselves. Hence, Katwe district, where I belong. The people on the other side. Katwe district.
Where is it?
It's already created by
When?
By cabinet. It is remaining to come to parliament and pass. Then it those ones from your place. Where do you come from?
I come from Songora North.
Songora North. They say, you people from where you are discriminating us. And instead of behaving the way Toro behave, listen to them and ask them, what do we do? And they said, we need a district. Hence, RWENZORI district. And then Kasese there, and then in Nyamuasana there. You go to Bundubuju. These people on the island say, Padang, you are discriminating us because of our geography.
And those are
Sijue mountainous, hard to reach, hard to live, hard to stay. What is it? Okay, now that for us naturally we stay here, give us our administrative unit and we govern ourselves. And listen to them. Don't behave the way Toro behaved. So that's the mindset change. Listen to the people's demand. Listen to the people's cry. Together with them, resolve some of their problems.
Now, how far shall we keep on cutting districts on the basis of decentralizing and settling the scores of the minority?
Younger man, if you read our constitution, we gave the numbers to create a constitution.
By the time you entered politics, how many districts were we having in Uganda?
By the time I came to parliament, I think there were 90.
I think there were 56.
Not at all.
Yes.
56,
you entered parliament in 1996.
There were 50.
There were 54
I will find out.
districts. You need to find
54.
out. But now we have 146 districts.
So long as
you want to add another district of Wendera. You want to another district of Katwe.
Wait. So long as people think that is what will resolve their marginalization issues, extend services nearer to them, listen to them, and give them. It doesn't hurt. First of all, if you think districts are more, we created a window of a regional tier. A regional tier. They can go back to the regional tier, and the central government works with the regional tier, but let people govern themselves. Let services get nearer to the people. My friend, there's exceptions.
Okay, now, Honorable, we have seen the 5 big points of the blueprint. Now, I want to discuss the practicability of those 5 major points. Now, the kingdom still has issues. You are a royal, but also a politician. And I want us to discuss this issue objectively. After the attack in 2016, the palace was destroyed. And the king is no longer staying in his palace. And in his own words, he said, I am living as a tenant in my own kingdom. You as a politician and your fellow politicians, how are you going to say that you make a rebrand so that the king does not live like a tenant in his own kingdom?
My friend, you are behind the news. But for you don't research.
No.
And you don't even read.
Which behind the news now? Can you give me an update?
I'm telling you. Several negotiations when the king was away, when he wasn't in the kingdom. There were so many negotiations.
I understand.
And those negotiations led government to buy land. Do you know Kirembe?
I am aware they bought land worth 5 billion shillings
At the time,
So you understand now that I'm up to date. You're saying I'm
somehow, and I'm not a good guy. At the time I was in government, and specifically the Ministry
of Defense.
We were trying to work with the UPDF Engineering Brigade to go and put up a facility on that land.
Facility or a palace?
My friend, even a palace is a facility. But that is your English.
Anyway,
so, a palace, wherever a king lives is a palace.
Anyway. That's true.
But we were in the process of making sure that we send an engineering brigade and put a house on that land. And at the same time,
that was around 2018-19.
So
what happened?
They were working on the title, and they understand, and for sure I know that the title is out in the names of the kingdom.
The title is there now.
Yes. So I left government, and I think even those, by the way, I saw a blue letter written by the president instructing UPDF Engineering Brigade to go and construct a palace. And let me tell you, they are in the budget.
When was this letter written?
In the budget of
was
financial year.
Was the letter written recently, or you saw it long time
was
ago?
written around 1 year ago. 1 year ago. I will ask my friend Kabyanga because he has a copy. My uncle Kabyanga has a copy. And
doesn't take away the fact that he's your friend.
You have made my point to run away. And in the budget, which budget of last financial year? Oh, this one. There are 2 billion to construct a palace for RWENZORI Kingdom.
Is it enough?
Please, things start somewhere. Give that 2 billion to UPDF Engineering Brigade. They will start. And then if they don't complete, Uganda is not ending. My budgets are there.
Honorable, you have a task. You have a task. You have a task as a member of parliament for Bwendera County to find out how far this pledge has gone.
Yes, sir. I will find out. But even 2 days, 3 days ago, we were discussing with the PM about the land, and they got from the PM, title is out. What we were trying to find out and make a follow-up on the construction. And of course, the kingdom has got to follow up on 2 billion to construct a palace.
Won't you need to
our kingdom and another kingdom somewhere?
Won't you need to engage the
and another kingdom
the
somewhere?
Ministry of Defense to
they are managed to build their palaces already in the budget of Uganda.
Won't you need to fast track these promises, most especially the construction of the palace?
Yeah, that's what
the
Prime Minister has got to do, to fast track the project. To follow up.
You won't help.
You may not.
You as MPs. I'm not meaning you as a person. You as MPs.
If he is seeking for our services, we shall gladly help.
If he doesn't.
But if he doesn't know, you say you become an imposter. If I'm not mandated, I'm a politician. If I'm not mandated and work in the Ministry of Defense, I say, by the way, what about this? I work in the Ministry of Land, and they say, I work in the Ministry of Gender. I said, by the way, where is the 2 billion to start the palace? I would look ugly. An institution is an institution, and you should allow institutions.
So the institution rebrands. We now understand that government has procured land for the kingdom.
Yes.
They are going to construct the palace.
Yes.
Now, I don't know whether you are privy of the information, how the kingdom must be running, because this is a kingdom that must have a financial budget. What is the source of the funds? Will you be contributing some funds as MPs for the running of the OBUSINGA? I need to understand all those things.
When you hipped every express to government, I was about to say, but you subjects, what are you doing? Especially when you said the king told you. I was about to say, but you subjects, what are you doing? Because when you look at the Constitution and you look at the Parliamentary Act of 2011, it puts the burden of maintaining and sustaining cultural institutions on the shoulders of the subjects.
That's true.
Government comes in to give a contribution.
Because if I may give you an example, Buganda Kingdom has a very big budget, very big, billions of money. They do not actually seek any money from the government of Uganda.
Yeah, they can survive without government.
Perfect. Now, I want to ask, and this question I'm asking you deliberately, as MPs, have you found ways of helping this kingdom financially in running its activities?
Now look at this one.
Yes, because most of you, because most of you are in that house.
Don't allow politicians to pop into the pocket of the king.
Most of you are in that house.
We cannot.
Most of you are in that house because you are riding on of Singabarenzuru. It might not
you. You are riding that one.
Eh?
The kingdom came. It's in existence. Well established.
Perfect.
Well recognized.
Perfect.
How do you ride on it?
People used the Obusinga to go to parliament.
That was those times, those days. Today you come, you tell the people to come and do what? Even me who's born there, I can't stand up and say my agenda.
You know it for a fact that you can win an election. Even when
I know.
Even when you are asleep because of Obusinga.
When you are near, yes. When you are working in harmony with Obusinga, when you are at peace with Obusinga, it gives you honor.
And for you it is a different case. Because for you, one word, Mulumi makes you go to parliament.
Yeah.
Do you campaign?
My friend, I'm telling you, leaders are born. Some of us, by the accident of birth, we found ourselves there. And at every turning point, we find ourselves offering leadership, even when we are not called. And that's what defines us. Yes.
Well, we shall be coming back shortly after going to a short commercial break. Keep it LC Africa. Please put your comments on YouTube and Facebook so that we may read out to them to the Honorable and send those mouth-watering questions so that the Honorable responds to them. Otherwise, keep it LC Africa, the Content Factory.
Mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera eky'enjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Engano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko owoomerwe ne famiri yo ne ku mikolo gyo. Yimusa omutindo gw'enfumba yo oyimuse essanyu lyo nga okozesa engano ya jiko ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Engano ya jiko evaamu ebyokulya ebiwooma nga byagalwa woomerwa akaseera konna nga okozesa engano ya jiko. Maganjo grain millers, feeding nations. Mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera eky'enjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Engano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko owoomerwe ne famiri yo ne ku mikolo gyo. Yimusa omutindo gw'enfumba yo oyimuse essanyu lyo nga okozesa engano ya jiko ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Engano ya jiko evaamu ebyokulya ebiwooma nga byagalwa woomerwa akaseera konna nga okozesa engano ya jiko. Maganjo grain millers, feeding nations. Mu mutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimera eky'enjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Engano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko owoomerwe ne famiri yo ne ku mikolo gyo. Yimusa omutindo gw'enfumba yo oyimuse essanyu lyo nga okozesa engano ya jiko ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Engano ya jiko evaamu ebyokulya ebiwooma nga byagalwa woomerwa akaseera konna nga okozesa engano ya jiko. Maganjo grain millers, feeding nations.
Africa, the Content Factory. We are found at Nansana, opposite KFC, Chibuloka, Hoima Road. Whenever you want to bring in any business, please step in. We have a lot of space for you to advertise. Honorable, you have a very big role to play in making of RWENZORI be seen as truly a cultural institution. Because whenever you walk on the streets of Kampala, whenever you say you're a Baluk or you're a Muhindo, there is that branding that comes, they say. So how are you going to ensure that the public image of the Bakonzo living beyond the natural borders of RWENZURURU are seen as people who are not violent, some of us who have stayed here at least have attested to that.
I thought rebranding.
What takes place there is...
Rebranding is about to build a new image of the Obusinga RWENZORI. Unfortunately, some of you are not living, working the rebranding.
How?
Because even in your question, there's still a lot of violence.
No, there's no violence. There's no violence, Honorable.
In your question, there's still a lot of frustration.
I'm at pain.
In your question, there's still a lot of bitterness.
When the king himself...
Please be at peace with yourself.
The king visited.
For instance, when you are driving a point, that the palace was destroyed and nothing has been done.
Has there anything been done?
Then he came and said the land has been bought, even the land title is out. Engineering brigade at the time I left the government was supposed to go down and to do something. 2 billion is already in the budget to start the constructing of the palace.
Well, Honorable.
You know, all these, in the peace building, we should be able to walk the talk.
Honorable.
First of all, let us be at peace with ourselves.
Honorable, the government has capacity to construct Hoima Stadium in 2 years or 3 years. The kingdom was, the palace was destroyed in 2016. We are in 2022. Sorry, and 26. Those are 10 years.
My dear, when are you going to host the Prime Minister of the Obusinga RWENZORI?
So I'm directing very difficult questions to a wrong person.
I'm telling you, at the time I was in the cabinet, it was a hectic period.
The reason I'm directing these questions to you is because you're in government now. You're a member of parliament.
Land was procured. Engineering brigade was supposed to go down. And by the way, all these talks were driven by General Sali. 2 billion was in some budget of some financial year. So what is required is a simple follow-up. In the name of God, it's a simple follow-up. And you know, government is very funny. The moment they earmark funds for some project, if that project does not have vibrant managers to push, it is sleep.
Honorable, in another perspective, don't the subjects of RWENZURURU see it as a point to solicit some money from themselves as they wait for government to construct the palace of their own king?
You are making a point. The other day we wanted to buy a Kazini's hotel and we solicited some good money. Maybe there could be a problem within the management. There could be a challenge within the management that delays the
But even that project, the subjects failed to purchase.
That delays to charge, putting a charge on some of us, the subjects, to make a contribution to the kingdom. And we shall willingly do it.
Because you see, the kingdom has about 1.2 million people. Is that right? About. I'm saying estimated about.
But if you put those ones in diaspora.
If you put those ones in Congo.
In the diaspora.
They're in diaspora. Yes.
Diaspora.
About 5 million people.
Yes.
You'd make about 6 million people.
Yes.
If every Muira contributes under 1,000 like this, that is 6 billion Uganda shillings.
We don't even need money.
Why do they keep crying for the government, even when they can take on this and build a palace for their king?
They need the money from government. I think really the question is, where does it lie? Are we not mobilized? Don't we subscribe to the kingdom?
Those are the questions we need to ask.
Don't we pay allegiance to the kingdom? Why is the problem?
Have we done research to ascertain whether those people living in the
last time I checked Uganda somehow had refused even the other money they give to the royals, to the kings.
They even didn't take the car.
But I asked myself,
they even didn't take the car.
How does Uganda?
They told government.
How does Uganda manage?
They told government that this car you have brought here is way more cheaper
than what
is using.
But they should have given to ministers. It's a very bad to the from a friend actually.
So they left the car there.
Then I made a research. How does Uganda manage? And by that time, Uganda had not accumulated this hard-working prime minister had not come. OHT
Charles Peter Mike.
He's a very
hard-working man.
He's a very smart guy. love him.
The budget for Uganda has increased.
Now, I
tenfold.
discovered that because Baganda love their kingdom, Baganda are royals. Leave us. We mix royalty
with the
royalty. No. The Republican sentiment. I discovered that some 20 Baganda had decided to make a contribution into the finances of the kingdom. 20 Baganda. And 20 Baganda, by that time, we are raising over 100 million. And hence, the king was not depending on what comes from government. But today, Uganda is the richest kingdom because now they have put assets in place and their budget is over 100 billion.
Now, that is why I ask a very big question.
So why don't we learn from there? Why don't we?
That is why now I ask a very big question.
1 year, I'm not the manager, my friend.
No, I'm just.
1 year, I'm not the
I
manager.
invited you as a guest to give your own view. The views
My view, I am giving
the
you.
views you're giving
I'm
are
giving
not
my
the views of
views.
LC Africa. They are your own views.
Thanks
They are our own views as a person,
a lot.
not on behalf of RWENZORI.
No
Now,
problem, no problem.
now I ask, don't we have rich people who are Bakonzo, who are proud of their kingdom, even if they are 10, that can raise that money to construct a palace?
We have them, including Lower Vechan Africa.
Come again?
We have them, including Lower Vechan Africa. But I think the problem is that they are not organized. They are not organized. But the way they dance for the king, the way they talk good for the kingdom, the way they love their kingdom, they cannot feel to make a contribution. I think the problem is, how are they organized and who is organizing them? Who is organizing us to make a contribution?
Then, as we come to the close of this discussion, have you had any discussion with the president about the kingdom? And how does he perceive it?
I had several discussions dating back to the time I became a member of parliament.
Recently, when you defied his rally,
I didn't defy his rally.
you made your own
I
rally.
organized a rally for the president. That's not defiance.
You made the
He
rally.
was welcome to the president is a defiance. Look at yourself.
But he had another rally, and you had yours.
Ours was a procession to welcome the president, sir.
Okay. Now, my point is, after that rally, the president called you and met you. Did he have any discussion about the kingdom, or it was just politics?
But when you discuss with an older man, it's not
For
manners.
public.
And then to come to
No, I never want you to divulge.
Don't put me in the category of other people. You go and discuss with the president, the next day
He's sure.
on the media. What are you trying to do?
I want to understand how he
But let
perceives
me
the
say
kingdom.
this in general terms. President Museveni is very genuine about the traditions of Africa. The traditions of Africa. Traditionalism. Let me say that, for the lack of good words. He's very passionate about traditionalism. He's passionate about Pan-African. He's passionate about these kingdoms.
Cultural institutions.
Cultural institutions to be the vehicle.
Cultural institutions, not kingdoms.
Okay. To be the vehicle of mobilization
Because
and the development
you
of the people.
explained to me the meaning of kingdom and cultural
And if you
institution.
meet him, what puts you off and you say, oh, what breaks your heart when he says, when you give our people their right to organize traditionally and culturally, it gives them self-esteem, which was denied to them by the colonial masters. You say, yes, President, you have a point. He's passionate about it. But unfortunately, some of the cultural institutions have not bought into the ideas of the president, to why he decided to say, you can have these cultural institutions to give our people self-esteem, self-identity, so that we build a country called Uganda.
Honorable, you didn't get my point.
I got
You
it.
have explained it. very
Yeah,
well.
but because you
I'm
wanted,
asking.
you wanted me to go in
No,
specific.
I want to ask
Which
you.
I have refused.
If you have spoken to the president, how does he perceive the kingdom? I don't want you to give us
Passive which
how
one?
does he perceive the kingdom now?
But why don't you read out of his actions? And then you get to how he perceives the kingdom.
You know the reason why I'm clinging on you
Yeah.
is because He calls you.
And do you know
he calls you.
Do you know why I'm not straightforward?
He calls you his son, right? You.
Do you know why I'm
He
not
says,
giving
my
you,
son,
do you
Christopher.
do you know why I'm not giving you a straight answer?
Why?
Do you know why?
I don't know.
Do I know why you are clicking on me? Let me tell you. Through the president's action, since we go to problems, if you are really an observant and you interpret the actions, you will know that the president has goodwill for the kingdom. Yes. Yes. Goodwill. Otherwise, if it wasn't the goodwill of President Museveni, we would be completely in trouble.
Honorable, have you been a beneficiary of the State House scholarships of the Obusinga RWENZURURU?
At the time they gave, I was already educated.
No, it does not mean you being directly.
Our people.
Your family.
Our people,
There is an allegation that
there
is an allegation that whenever those State House scholarships come, you, the royal family, take at least 70% of the scholarships. Is that true?
Please, how many children do you have?
The royal family has several children. You, Prince William.
My friend, you are
the royals.
You are simply
whenever they give you the State House scholarships.
You are simply lying. How many?
Not me. I'm saying there is an allegation.
It is a lie. It's completely a lie. These scholarships are going to people, even some of us we don't know.
So there is no royal that has.
You will be surprised when I tell you I am paying school fees for my children. All of them.
I know you are, but
university. The second one has just finished. The third one is joining. I mean, I pay. Why should I get, for instance, I'm a member of parliament. Why should I go and get a scholarship, a State House scholarship, when I'm a member of parliament earning? Why can't I pass it to another child who comes from a vulnerable and disadvantaged?
Are these scholarships still 10, or they have improved them?
About 50 now.
They are now 50.
If you are not educated yet, apply for one.
You will give me a State House scholarship.
Then you will give a State House scholarship. I'm not the manager.
Thank you. Through your connections, I can get one. Honorable has given me a State House.
You. I am saying, if you are not educated,
no,
I haven't given you. I'm not the manager.
Education does not stop, you know that.
It is a continuous process. And for you, a journalist, you don't need to go to class, really. Yes.
What have you said, sir?
Yes, you don't need. At your level, you can be educated by the world, and the world is the best.
There is another bitter allegation, Honorable.
That what?
That you, the royals, I'm not saying you the royals. So you're going to carry the cross on. You're going to carry the cross on behalf of your other royals because you're the chief prince. That you have been the chief people that disorganized the kingdom.
How? And when?
That is what people say.
Disorganized? Is the kingdom disorganized?
No. It is organized, but you disorganized it.
When?
You disorganized it at some point.
When and how? When and how? Tell me.
Have you not heard that from the public?
Oh, not everything you hear is true.
But at least you have heard the allegation that I'm trying to.
Because if we were to discuss what disorganized us, it's another topic of another day. And you know it. You know it, what disorganized us.
Can we have that next week?
If you so wish.
So Honorable is saying he is not responsible for any wrongs that go on. And he is responsible for now bringing back the kingdom to the limelight and rebranding it. In fact, you're part of the process,
in fact,
right?
For me, I was 1993, 95, 96, and joined politics. I have been responsible for advocating for the kingdom of RWENZORI.
And sincerely speaking,
for its recognition, for its establishment.
Sincerely speaking, if they wake me up and they ask me two politicians that have put their body for this kingdom, I only remember two. You and Honorable Kabianga.
Thank you.
You have suffered, you have gone in jail,
you
have been beaten. So I do not know where...
You are contradicting yourself at the same time we are
It's not me, it's not me. I'm saying the allegations from the people, because me, I know the truth. I know how you have been beaten to power.
You hurt me. And the other day I told you...
I know the story how you survived being beaten in Wundibujo.
In 2014, we survived the death. It was a story. I told you. In 2001, Kabianga was put underground.
Basement.
By the time it wasn't the basement,
It was
like
what?
a hall. They simply dig the hole.
dig a hole and
they
they-
put logs on top and they put you there. Kabianga was there for 1 month. At the time he came out, he was not walking. He was tortured for this kid. Torturing, Kabianga was dying.
Because of the kingdom.
Yes, because of his advocacy for the kingdom. And then when you come and say, you
And
roll
now,
yours, you are
and now
responsible.
why do they say you people that have suffered for the kingdom are traitors? Have you heard that? Because you and Honorable Kabianga have been put in that same context that you are traitors for the
Should
kingdom.
I discuss the background and the origin of this traitor thing? Should I?
Yes, you should.
This is a topic for
Because it has painted your name on the wrong side of the kingdom. You and your friend, your uncle, Honorable Kabianga.
Unfortunately, a good name, even if you want to drag a good name into mud, it doesn't go there because people know what we did. And even those who are trying to drag us into the mud because of their selfish reasons, they will not manage. Because the good things that we did, you cannot erase them. They are part of our legacy. So, what crime did we commit? To say certain things should not be done like they are done today. If we continue with these things, we will put us in the conflict with the state. Like I told the Vavandema, your communal and petty nationalism sentiments.
You're meaning the Bavandimwe.
Yeah, that
You know, for you you're from the mountain.
that group of yours. I told them. Now, after telling them, and something happens, they say you're a traitor. Please, be a bit serious. Be a bit serious.
So, Honorable, in these 5 years as an MP, how are you going to help your people and mobilize them resources, but specifically in the interest of the cultural institution?
First of all, I have told you, some of us, following the blueprint of the king, 5-point program of the king, to rebrand the kingdom. Every program of government that fits within the 5-point, I will struggle to make sure that our people of RWENZORI benefit. Every program benefits from every program that is geared towards peace building, reconciliation, socio-economic transformation, unity in diversity, and mindset change. I will have it. The other day I sent almost 100, I gave you one, 100 computers to Uganda. Yes.
You're working for your people.
Working for our people. Working for our people. We are trying to open up roads in the mountain using our
Meager resources.
and bare hands, hose, trying to make sure that our people are accessible. Socio-economic transformation. We are trying to win scholarships so that our people can go to universities. Socio-economic transformation. We have a whole center in Kasese. We call it a peace center, which is reaching out to people to build the peace. It is towards peace building that the king charged us, the subjects, to pursue. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, this week we are going to install a radio in Kasese, specifically for peace.
This week?
Yes.
The radio for the kingdom?
It is ours.
Yours? In
At the
Bundibuja?
peace center. No, in Kasese. Bundibuja is another program where we are going to put another radio, but in Kasese, at our peace center, peace radio, so that it can...
It is called Peace Radio.
Peace.
So this Peace Radio belongs to who?
It belongs to us.
Who?
Are you sure you are not aware that we have a peace center?
I'm
in
not
Kasese?
aware now. You can tell the viewers. The viewers of Else Africa do not know.
A peace center in Kasese?
Yes.
Managed by the consortium of organizations. RWENZURURU Initiative for Social Transformation.
What you?
Craft Africa. Save and Serve Rwenzori initiative. We have been running this center for the last 2 years.
So this radio...
And the president linked us to
some donors.
Some donors, specifically UN. And UN took over the center.
So when is...
They are bringing the radio this week or next week, which will be specifically to...
Would you mind if you go with LC Africa to cover that event?
Yeah, when they fix the day and the time. No problem, we shall go.
All right, this is Honorable Christopher Chibanzanga Taban. We are very thankful for his time. This is a disclaimer that all the opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily opinions of LC Africa and neither are opinions of the host and guests. They are the opinions and they are liable to them. Honorable, thank you for coming. Until next week, this is LC Africa, the Content Factory. I remain HASON MUTUNZI.
Mumutima gwa Uganda mulimu ekimere ekyenjawulo era nga kijiddwamu omutindo ogusukkulumye. Engano ya jiko nga ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Kola ebyokulya eby'omulembe nga okozesa jiko owoomerwe ne famiri yo ne ku mikolo gyo. Yimusa omutindo gw'enfumba yo oyimuse essanyu lyo nga okozesa engano ya jiko ekolebwa ab'amaganjo grain millers. Engano ya jiko evaamu ebyokulya ebiwooma nga byagalwa woomerwa akaseera konna nga okozesa engano ya jiko. Maganjo grain millers, feeding nations.